We've been digging another hour, and we're starting to see the actual final shape of the igloo here. You can see the opening that I left to get in and out, and while I've been inside the igloo, I've been digging out blocks from the igloo so I don't have to carry the ice so far. So I've just been digging down in the igloo, picking up the blocks, lifting them up, and then putting them on the wall. It's not going to be very much longer before we finish this curve off, but you can see I've left some snow like a pedestal so that I can stand on just in case I need to have some leverage to put those final few blocks in, because those final few blocks are a little bit tricky, and sometimes you need to have the right kind of leverage to hold everything and pack everything at the same time. But eventually what we're going to do is dig out this whole area here for sleeping areas, or for sleeping kind of pads, and I'm going to have an opening over here like a door. I have spent a little bit of time digging out a trench for the door and the opening, and eventually we're going to put a cover over the door so we have a really nice wind block over here. So you can see it's going to be very nice, very accommodating, very welcoming to visitors that want to come and see me in my igloo. So as we work through the afternoon, the temperature has been dropping, and luckily we are almost finished with our igloo. We just have just a few more blocks to put into place. But here I am standing in the temporary hole in the wall, and you know, this hole is more important, or this gap is more important than just me getting in and out of the igloo, because as we clean out the snow inside, we have to have some place to throw it, and it's just way easier to throw it outside the igloo rather than taking it through the door. Okay, now I have been cutting blocks inside here, so the inside of the igloo is pretty well opened up. But if you remember when we first started, this was the level of the snow, and we started digging down, and then we dug down enough, and this is the level that we're going to be sleeping at. And then we also have taken out a lot of snow in here, and this is the cold sink. This is going to keep us just a little bit warmer at night. Okay? As you can see, we've been making steady progress all afternoon. And as we moved up and to the top of the igloo, the blocks of ice have gotten smaller and thinner, so that we don't have so much weight on the top. But I think it's just going to take a couple of more big blocks of snow, and we're going to be ready to finish this thing off. As you can see, we put the top onto the igloo, and we're inside now. We've done a little bit of smoothing. All that's left for us is to kind of open it up a little bit, level it out a little bit, smooth down the edges of the walls. The walls have to be smooth because as the ice melts, you want the water to run down the edge of the walls, not to drip on top of you as you're in here. But there's plenty of room. There's room for a person to sleep here. You can put your sleeping bag out here, no problem. You got a place to sit and put your your coffee in the morning. It couldn't be any more comfortable than this. And inside here it's just a toasty 32, 33 degrees, which is really good because outside the temperature's dropped at something like 10 degrees out there right now. So this is just really nice and toasty in here. And it basically just took us one afternoon to put this thing together. Well, our igloo is finished. It took us 4 or 5 hours, but then we took some time off to do this filming and to eat lunch. Basically a little bit longer than a snow cave, but you can see it's pretty cool. And it's also a lot like a quincy, except it's made out of blocks instead of just smoothing the snow. The advantage, or one of the advantages of an igloo, is that you can make an igloo with just a couple of feet of snow on the ground, and you might not be able to dig a real snow cave. So I hope you guys learned something today, and maybe you'll be able to go out into the wilderness sometime and build your own igloo.